I'm Semi.
And I'm Zoe.
Happy Thursday.
And welcome to the first GNN of 2019 and 2020 school year.
We hope you like it. This year has already been memorable with different events around campus. We honored 9/11 by meeting at the flagpole with our adopting unit from Fort Hood.
We will take a look at that footage now.
The choir did a great job singing the national anthem. As we reflected on the events from 9/11, there were many staff members around Union Grove that were able to share with us where they were on this tragic day and what that day meant to them.
We are going to catch up with Lorenzo now as he is out on campus speaking to our staff.
My name is Lorenzo Lopez, and I'm with Miss Duke here. Where were you when 9/11 happened?
So I was actually in New Jersey, which is where I grew up. I was going to college, and I was, at the time that the towers actually were hit, I will remember exactly where I was and what I was doing. I was in the cafeteria at my college eating breakfast, and over the radio, they started talking about this plane that crashed into the towers. And of course, in the beginning, they thought it was just an accident. But over the course of the day, eventually, obviously figured out that it was a terrorist attack. So by the end of the day, I was where my college was close enough that by the end of the day, we actually could see the smoke and the ash in the air. We were about an hour from where the towers were. But it was that big of an event that within that same day, the debris and smoke and ash actually was traveling that far. So it hit pretty close to home for me.
How did 9/11 impact your life, and did it affect your future life choices?
Yeah, it definitely impacted my life. I kind of always knew, but when 9/11 hit, it actually just reinforced for me that no matter what career or job I went into, that I wanted to be in a position where I was serving my community, serving people around me. And so eventually I got into education, and I just try every day to make a positive difference in people's lives. And I think that the impact of 9/11 definitely played a role in making that decision to go into a career such as education.
Do you feel that 9/11 impacted how people see our country?
I definitely do. I feel like after 9/11, our country really came together. Small communities, from the smallest communities to the largest cities, supporting those victims from both New York and Washington that were affected. I feel like our level of patriotism in our country definitely grew. We became more united, and I do feel like that vibe is always kind of reinvigorated or reignited every year when we celebrate 9/11.
What is your first thought when someone mentions 9/11 to you?
Ooh, so my first thought is always, I kind of always go back to that moment of where I was and really remember the impact that it had on me. I was in my early 20s, and just that experience, and then really just the images of everything that happened that day always come back pretty vividly for me. So as we celebrate today, I just hope that you can be inspired to find some ways that you can give back to our school and to our community and to our country.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
My name is Lorenzo. I'm here with Miss Johnson. Where were you when 9/11 happened?
I was actually at a middle school. I worked at a middle school, and I was the front desk receptionist at the time.
How did 9/11 impact your life, and did it impact your future life choices at the time?
How it impacted my life is I think I just became more patriotic than I already was. And as far as the future choices was just really acknowledging our country, the choices we make, voting in our country for our president, and loving my family more.
Do you feel that 9/11 impacted how people see our country?
Oh, yeah, I do. I really do. I think it has impacted the different groups that come out politically and how they make their choices, and how I think we see more people voting for that reason.
What is your first thought when someone mentions 9/11 to you?
First of all, I just think about all the people we lost, and just how we need to be more, a little bit more careful about the people in our country and the safety of our people.
What inspired you to serve your country?
My uncle was a Marine, so it inspired me to become a Marine and just serve in any way that I could.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I want to remind all students that they need to check Lost and Found when they are missing an item.
Miss Sally is usually in the Lost and Found hanging up items and organizing the area. Let's go check out the Lost and Found with Miss Sally now.
Hey Grizzlies, it's Laura here, and I'm joined with
Miss Sally.
and we're going to be talking about the Lost and Found and showing some items at the Lost and Found. So, Miss Sally, where's the Lost and Found located?
The Lost and Found is located in the cafeteria, and there might also be some items in the girls' and boys' locker room.
So, Miss Sally, when can students come and check the Lost and Found?
The Lost and Found can be checked in the mornings, at lunchtime, and after school.
So, how long do the items usually stay at the Lost and Found?
Usually we retain the items for at least 1 week, sometimes 2, depending on the volume.
So, what happens to the items if they're past 1 or 2 weeks?
Well, what we do is I take the items and I pack them up and I send them to a local charity.
So, is there any size restraints, like if something's too big or too small to be the Lost and Found?
No, we find items of all different sizes, but it's usually clothing, shoes, and a lot of lunch boxes.
Okay, let's take a look at some of the stuff we have.
Right now, we have a lot of lunch boxes. I do not donate the lunch boxes. Usually those get discarded. I do have some shoe items here. We have some pencil boxes. We have a lot of water bottles that students leave in the,
Oh my god, this is my water bottle. Grizzlies, make sure to get your water bottles. Now back to Laura.
Thanks, Taylor.
and over here we have a lot of clothing items. And I just usually hang these up and you can come by and look to see if any of these items are yours.
Thank you, Miss Sally. So remember, Grizzlies, come check out the Lost and Found, and maybe you'll find a water bottle, a lunchbox, shoes, pencil cases, etc., etc. That's yours. Back to the news desk.
Make sure to check out the Lost and Found, Grizzlies.
Attention Grizzlies, our very first book fair is coming up.
Oh boy, I can't wait to buy books. But when can I buy some?
I'm not sure. Let's ask Miss Cannell.
That's a good idea.
Hi, it's Haley, and today I'm here with Miss Connell in the library. And we are going to be asking questions about the book fair. Our first question is, when does the book fair start?
It is starting up really soon. Not next week, but the following week. It will be running between September 30th and October 4th. You can order books online starting September 22nd.
Nice. Our second question is, what do you plan on doing with the money raised from the book fair?
The book fair is actually run by the PTO. So when you spend money, on whether it's a book, a pencil, or pen, a small percentage of that stays with the PTO, and they buy things for the school, for the students to use, for the teachers to use. And I like it because I get to earn some books that I get to put into the library for you to read.
Oh, cool. Do you have any book recommendations for our Grizzlies?
I do. I have a number of them. Let's see. There's Don't Tell the Nazis. It's based on World War II. Kristia is living in a Ukrainian village. The Nazis come in and start occupying their village, and the Jewish people are saying, oh, you don't want them here. Something's going to bad is going to happen. And sure enough, the Nazi army takes the Jewish people and puts them in the ghetto, that means in our neighborhood, and separates them from the rest of the villagers. And Kristia is trying to help her friends and people that she's known all her life to get out of the ghetto and to keep safe from the Nazis. This book takes place during the Vietnam War. There's a naval aviator named Jeremiah Denton, and he's a real person. This is based on a true story. He is shot down by the Vietnam soldiers, and he is taken as a prisoner of war, a POW, and he's kept for 7.5 years. He's tortured. He's kept in solitary confinement. But with the other men that he does communicate with, they have secret codes so they can communicate with one another that the Vietnam soldiers don't know about. Here's another World War II book called Allies, and it's based on the story about D-Day on June 6th of 1944. And this is when they are really pushing all the Allies. That means the friends of the United States Army are all working together to push back the German army and get rid of the Nazis. So that's a very important day in our history. So that's based on true facts. Here's another one, Making Friends. It is a graphic novel, has lots of pictures in it. And Dani has a magical sketchbook. She draws a double of herself to help her with her homework and to do all the activities she wants to do. But in the following days, chaos from unleashing this magic starts, things happening in the school and town that you wouldn't believe. You might enjoy that one. All right, fake. Maria Fernandez is bullied by her size and her looks. So she creates a fake online profile with pictures from, she just took off the internet and a fake name, and she starts messaging the popular kids, and they start responding back to her. But she starts worrying, will she get caught in her lies? So should she tell the truth, or should she keep up with her lying? Now this story is Stepsister. I read this last year myself. I really enjoyed it. It's the story of Isabel, the ugly stepsister of Cinderella. She's the one that cut off her toes to fit her foot in the glass slipper. Well, of course, Cinderella goes on to marry the prince, and Isabel struggles with trying to find her place in the world. What is her destiny? And what she finds out is she's destined to be a fighter and have a sword and fight for the kingdom to protect it. It's a good book. I think you'll like it.
Wow, those all sound like great books.
Mm-hmm.
Our next question is, what will be featured at the book fair?
Well, we'll have lots of different books, whether it's historical fiction, real books, gaming books, scary books. We'll have posters, pens, pencils, all sorts of little frou-frou stuff at the book fair.
Do you have any other comments about the book fair that students should know?
Well, just remember to come between September 30th and October 4th. You do have to pay taxes on the items you buy, so bring a little extra money. We can help you with that. And when you do go in the book fair, please no backpacks or large jackets or hoodies. It takes up a lot of room in there, and we want you to be able to move around freely, not trip over backpacks.
Thank you, Ms. Connell. Now back to the news desk.
Thanks, Ms. Connell. There's so much that goes around Union Grove and so many people that make things happen. Mr. Anthony is one of those amazing people because of his contributions to Boys and Girls Club.
Hi Grizzlies, welcome back. I'm Jordan Lee and I'm here with the director of Boys and Girls Club, Mr. Anthony. I'm going to do a 5-short interview with him, so let's get started. Okay, so the first question is, why was Boys and Girls Club created?
Boys and Girls Club was created because there was obviously a need in the community for a safe and positive environment for kids to grow. So basically create a place where members can basically engage in academic success, encourage leadership, healthy lifestyles in a safe and positive environment after school or on the weekends or throughout the summertime.
The second question is, are there any upcoming events that you would like us to know?
Say no more. We have plenty of events that's coming up. But right now, next Saturday on September 28th, we have a Day for Kids event. It's basically our way of saying thank you to all of our members here at Union Grove and of course all of those from the high schools in the area and the surrounding community. Basically a time where we come together and we do face painting, bounce houses, also introduce our flag football season. And that's as well. We also serve fish fry and a lot of great food to the community and their families.
Okay, so what is different about this Boys and Girls Club center than all?
One word, very important, but also hot too. But anyways, also what makes us different is that we basically are more creative in how we engage our members clubs. So we're in a portable setting. Clubs have either a building or operate inside the school. So we're way more creative, a lot more different in how we operate our programming. So.
And last but not least, what inspired you to create Boys and Girls Club?
I didn't start Boys and Girls Club, but basically the inspiration behind Boys and Girls Club, like I said, was to create a safe and positive place for those to attain, especially those who need the most to reach your full potential as caring, productive, and responsible citizens.
That's it. Back to the Grizzlies desk.
Thanks, Mr. Anthony. Now time for sports.
You're fired. Good job. You distracted me? You distracted me. was a scrimmage line.
We are off to a good start with football and volleyball this year. 7th and 8th grade are giving it their all, and we are so proud of their efforts on the field. One of our football coaches this year is going to be highlighted as our AVID Spotlight teacher.
Hello, my name is Brianni. Today we are here with Coach Holloway, our AVID Teacher Spotlight of the Month. So, Coach Holloway, what college did you attend and why?
I just went to a lot of schools. I went to Angelo State to play football. That didn't work out. Then I went to North Texas to be a regular student. That didn't work out. Then I joined the Army, and I realized I'm finished my degree, so I graduated from Southern New Hampshire University in 2017 with a finished my education.
What degree did you earn, and how long did it take you to earn that degree?
You go by how long I was in school. I was in school for about 6 years, on and off. And my degree is in general studies with a concentration in history. So I just wanted to become a history teacher and then go on. So hopefully I start my grad school program this fall.
What made you want to teach and be involved with the AVID Site team?
One thing I always wanted, I want to become a teacher, be a role model and mentor to all students. And I still have a good relationship with a lot of my own teachers. And I want to be involved in site team just because we can help get other people gain evidence and help all kids with different AVID strategies. There's so many AVID strategies out there that kids can use in their future life, future endeavors.
What do you think students get out of AVID?
Great thing, professional development, professional speaking, organization, all these skills that we give in the AVID, they can use not only in school, but in whatever they decide to do in the rest of their lives.
Thank you.
Thanks, AVID, for spotlighting one of the staff members this month.
Well, that's all for now, Grizzlies. We hope you enjoyed your first GNM broadcast. We look forward to your feedback, and we're always looking for suggestions. Please place any new tips in the suggestion box this week in the cafeteria. Bye, Grizzlies!